All right, everyone. It is 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Let's get started. So today we're going to be discussing what do you do when you don't have paid subscriptions, right? You don't have Costar, right? And Costar is, a lot of people may say a lot of things about Costar. Well, Costar to me, Costar is good. It's excellent. And I'm gonna tell you why I feel that way. I don't care what people say, oh man, but the data may be old. It's giving you data. It's giving you data. The data may be a little outdated, but it's not 10 years old. It's not 5 years old. It's not 3 years old. It's not 2 years old. The data may be what, 90 days behind, a little bit of a lag time. If you know of an application, paid or otherwise, that's giving you up to date numbers. I mean, you go in today, that's what it is. If you know an application like that, period. There is no application like that that's giving you today's numbers. I mean, today. You go in and you see what the population is as of today. It ain't happening. So, what do we do? You got a lot of investors out there, new investors. A lot of the seasoned investors. We know how to get around there. You may want to use an application that you don't want to have to use. Because I don't know, maybe free or whatever. You think, oh man, that's free stuff. It ain't no good. It's not that it's no good. I think all information is good information. You just have to vet it out. That's what I think. What do you think? All right. What do you think? So, why am I bringing this up about finding other sources? Because I don't have CoStar no more. That's why I don't have CoStar anymore. I'm not a licensed agent anymore. I am now civilian and investor just like you. That's why the things that I used to rely on, I now search other applications. I look at other things now. Okay. And I'm also going to tell you this. Build a relationship with the broker. Now you probably saying why? The broker may have CoStar, right? All brokers do not have CoStar, but some do. So, since I've given up CoStar, well, now how do I get my data? Now, CoStar was the biggest ticket for me. It was. I'm telling you right now. It was the the biggest ticket, and now since I've given it up, I look at my other applications, whether if they're free or it's a very small fee, right? Because I gave up that application, but I kept Crexi, I kept Reventure, I I and of course I still use um city data. Still use them, right? It's city-data.com. Okay. I also look at the justice map. Now, these names that I'm calling out, I was using them when I had Costar. Justice map, city dash data. Another one that you could take a look at that I knew about for years was Postal Service. Did you know that? And the United States Postal Service gives you income based not just on the zip code, but on according to the street. So say if your property is on A Street, that route of the postal worker, if you were to click on it, it would tell you what the income is for that street route that postal worker takes. Right? A lot of people don't talk about the United States Postal Service. They don't. Okay. So now that's it. If you really want to get nitty gritty, right? If you really want to get nitty gritty, where you come in, you going even deeper from the neighborhood, because you go from the city to the neighborhood, then you get to the street. Yeah, you could go to Postal Service for that. Okay? So that's what I use. And I'm using it now, and something. Oh, how can I forget? Google. Google. You could put information. You could ask Google anything. All you gotta do is say, "Ben, I bet not sick," because then it's going to come on my phone or whatever. How you say that magic word, right? You know what I'm saying? It comes on. Hey, right? But Google is another excellent source. And I'm gonna show you some. I'm gonna jump into some of these. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen and jump into some of them. Um, and another one, of course, we all know about the Census Bureau. Um, and there's another one, the Census Bureau, and you got Quick Facts, that's labor and statistics. Okay. Um, and you also have some other sites like bestplaces.net. Some people use Zillow, and so forth. So just because you may not have a big, expensive application, that doesn't mean you can't collect your data. Now, wherever you get your data from, always make sure you check your data. Just check it. Okay. That's all you got to do. Check your data. So, I'm going to ask this question. I am going to show some of them. I'm going to share the screen, show some of them, right? But I would like to also ask Alicia, what are some of the applications that you use when you have to do your research, right? First of all, do you have CoStar, Alicia?
I do not. I've not had Costar in over 2 years. Um, and I've been very successful. Occasionally I would ask you questions to check CoStar, just to check to see, gauge if the information and the data that I was getting was correct, and it was very close. So I've been using CoStar for 2 years.
Okay.
I've also used RealNex, which is one of our KW systems, on top of, and I know I'm probably going to butcher this, And Sean may know this. It's another software that starts with an R that has both residential and commercial on it. Um,
Oh,
oh
all right, Muse.
well, no, ROI Muse does have some information. I have used their system before. Um, it's that's funny. There's so many R's. So Billy is saying Reonomy.
Reonomy.
When I
Yeah.
remember what it is, I'll share what that is. But like you're correct, Google does. Someone where I like to call my assistant, Chat GPT or any of those AI
Thank you. Thank you.
um, services. Now, with those, you have to be careful. Whenever I'm getting stats from it, I always
Hmm.
ask it to provide the resource links so that I can make sure that it's viable. If it quotes Zillow, I'm going to quantify that and make sure that it's correct because everything on Zillow is not correct. Um, and CoStar has purchased homes.com. And so, homes.com has some information, but I also use some of those big houses too. I look up who the economist is, a very reputable economist in my area, and I subscribe to their YouTube channel because they provide some really good information and data. And then I also set Google alerts to get
Hmm.
specific data for the market that I'm interested in, and also look at statistics as far as who's moving into my market, who's leaving, because you can compare that to whatever's happening in the commercial market. So those are some of the resources that I
Right.
use.
So like to me, you're collecting your data. You don't have CoStar or some. Let me first of all, I'm gonna stop saying the name. I'm just gonna say a big paid subscription to an
Right.
application. Okay, but you're not. You're still able to do your work. You're still able to collect your data, and you're still and you are successful.
Yes.
So that's what I'm. So where am I going with this? What I'm trying. The point that I'm trying to get to is that you don't have to have some paid big giant subscription to collect your data. That's the
Yeah.
whole point of what I'm trying to get at, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. There's one thing out of all of the stuff that we've mentioned, Alicia mentioned, and I forgot to mention it, was AI.
Yeah.
AI is really shaping up. Early on, and they, there's still going to be some mistakes, and they still tell you, please check because it could be mistakes. But I'm gonna tell you something. Put the zip code in AI. But now, don't just when you put it in, you prompt it and you be specific with what you're looking for. Okay, you be specific, right? So, I think I did something with AI. I put the zip code in and I asked it for some data. It gave it to me. And now the one thing that I didn't do, right? And I'm gonna tell you what I didn't do. I didn't ask it. When I gave the information, I didn't say put it source in, right? And after it gave me the information, then I said, "Where did you get this from?" That's what I said. Where did you get this from? Okay, and and it did. It gave me the source, and then I asked them where else can I look, right? For some data, and it was able to do that too. It was able to give me a list of stuff. One time, I asked it for some data, and I by me knowing my market, the data was old, but that was not AI fault. That was my fault because I didn't give it all the information of what it needed. So what do I mean? All I asked for, I think, was population or whatever. I don't know, just say that for example, and he just spit it out a number. But what I should have said, I want the population. What would the population grow from 2012 to 2024. Let's just say 2024, and it will give you the growth or growth, right? But it will give you the information. So then I went back and said, well, I'm gonna go back and check it, right? And I went back and checked it. Yeah, it was correct. Okay. So I want to just go around a little bit and ask others, what do you use? And then we're going to go to some of these sites and let's try to help the new investors that are just coming into this field. Let's try to help them to where they could collect the data. We got a lot of people up here that's experienced. Matter of fact, every single individual that I know up here, I'm not familiar with Ali. I'm not familiar with Ali, but I know everyone else up here, right? And they're pretty experienced. These people up here, and they got tons of experience. And please excuse me for my phone ringing, which it shouldn't be ringing.
So
So
Darryl,
you
it's
know what I'm gonna do right
RPR.
now?
It's
Uh,
RPR that
oh,
I was looking
yeah,
for.
yeah. Guess what? I can't use RPR either, everyone.
Yeah, you can't. But
Right? So I can't use that one anymore. But yeah, if you're an agent, wait a minute, let me back up a little bit because I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong on this, I want someone to correct me. If you if you're not an agent of National Association of Realtors, I don't think you have access to RPR. Am I wrong on that?
correct.
Am I right?
Correct.
You're
Correct. You
correct.
don't have access. It's only
Okay.
realtor.
Okay. So in order for you to get RPR, you have to be a realtor. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I've used RPR in the past, and RPR is an excellent source. I will say that, and it has made a lot of improvements, a lot. So if you are a realtor and with the National Association of Realtors, you have access to RPR, and I would tell you to use it. Use it all. Okay, use it all. So I just want to go around a little bit, and I'm writing down. I can remember the ones that pretty much that I called out. Matter of fact, I'm just going to do that a little bit, and then let's jump into some of these because I want to give the new investors the insight on how they can still maneuver to get the information that they need to get.
I like to offer one more, Darryl.
Go ahead, I'm
LinkedIn.
writing it down. I'm writing it down.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a really good resource. You can find a lot of economists there. You can find a lot of bloggers there that are blogging about the information that we need to find. And there's a number of groups that you can be a part of that
Okay.
that investment groups that provide information and data as well.
Cool. Now I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I've never used LinkedIn, but Alicia, I want you to help us with that. We're going to see if we could get some information on that one. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So, Miss Stephanie, don't be afraid.
Like you calling me first. Well, Daryl, I'm one of the newer ones, and so
You're not new.
I said newer. I
You're
said,
not new no more. You're not new no
but the
more.
reason that I say newer is because my experience and background has been in residential investing in like
Correct.
four-family duplexes and et cetera. And the reason
Right.
I say newer in this platform is because I have not closed on a multifamily um, deal yet.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying newer. So the resources I have been using is what I have gotten from here. So
Okay.
um,
Cool. Cool.
yeah, it's from here, and Darryl and Alicia has been helping me. So I've been trying to do some of the things on my own,
Right.
just kind of learn. But as I mentioned, I have not closed on the deal yet. So that's why I'm saying I am newer. And I got on a little late. So some of these things that you are naming, like RPR and et cetera, I'm not familiar with them. Um,
Right.
and
Well,
I
no,
am not a
we're gonna.
financial.
Um, I think I may have lost my connections with RPR. But KW haven't kicked me. Well, I know I don't have access to my MLS anymore. They took that away. And far as I know, they may have taken away my RPR. But I'll go to my RPR site and see if I could get in. But
Daryl,
I'm
can
not
you
sure
share
about
if, and like I said, I got on just a couple of minutes late. Can you share why you decided not to continue your license as a realtor and just become an investor?
So there were several factors that I had to look at. And I'm going to be honest with everyone up here, right? Yeah, I've been on deals. I've closed on deals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not a millionaire yet. All right. I'm not a billionaire yet. Right. So I have to, although I may be involved in dating and may be involved in oh boy, I forgot the property. It's a bad one. That's a bad sign if I but it's a very good property, but I just forgot the property. It's Mississippi. I go to show that I'm not too involved, right? But either way, it's another property. But I had to look at everything that I was putting out. So I had my license, but was I really using my license? The fees that came with my license. I wasn't doing the work as an agent. The purpose of me having my license was not for me to be an agent because I had always said I'm not the one that's going to go around opening doors for people. I started out that way for a year to get in, and I had to get my training. But I saw immediately, I said, "Yeah, this isn't for me. It's not." Because I remember, I remember. I'm just going to tell a quick short story, and I'm telling you, this is how I knew that this wasn't for me. Being a residential agent wasn't for me. Okay, so and back then, if if you were to get nasty with me, I'm gonna get nasty with you. I'm gonna tell you like I really don't care about that commission. And back then I didn't care about you either. You talking that you trying to get with me, yo, I'm gonna get with you, right? And this particular day, I had showed this individual several houses, and I had a policy. If if I didn't get you a house at least by that third takeout, we had to either come back to the table and reevaluate. Because I'm gonna tell you, I had a 3-page survey. Survey, interview, consultation. I wanted to know every single thing about you, your husband, your children. I wanted to know how you wanted the house. I wanted to know, did you want the house facing the north, south, east, or west? Did you want the house a particular color? Did I went so deep, intrinsic, in trying to find this property for you that if I didn't get you a house by the third time, we came back, sat down at the table, reevaluated my consultation, or I would just assign you to another agent. I would say, okay, you and I are not working out. I'm going to assign you over to someone else and let them work with you because evidently something that I'm doing wrong here. And this particular day, I went out with this client, and I'm gonna tell you this: whatever's on that consultation, I'm not swaying from the consultation. I'm not. Now, if you start making changes while I'm taking you out to show you a property, and you know what that one is, I'm gonna say, wait a minute, but that's not in the consultation, so I don't have the time. I'm just going to be just like that. If you want it, if you say, well, let's take a look at that. I said, well, that's not in the consultation. Are you telling me now that you want to open up to that? But I'm going to come back and say, well, what are you willing to give up? That's on this consultation form. Because I'm not going to, one thing you weren't going to do to Darryl was have Darryl running up and down the street looking for a house for you. Darryl wasn't doing it. I didn't have the time. Okay. So, but this particular day, and I know the story I said, I'm going to keep it short. But this particular day, the husband started yelling at me like I was one of his children. I said, "Who do you think you're talking to?" I said, "I know you're not talking to me." I said, "You better check yourself." I said, "Because I'm not one of these that's going to let you just talk to them." I said, "You can forget that." Oh, he got louder. I said, "What? I can't hear you." Pick up, hung up. He called back, yelling. I said, "What? You keep yelling, I'm gonna hang up again." Pick up. He called my broker. And my broker was like, "Darryl, what happened?" He said, "First of all, I'm not gonna let no one disrespect me." I said, "I don't really care who you are." And you start yelling at me and starting, use, words that I don't use to you. We got a situation. My broker knew how that I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm just not. And I had some agents that say, "Down, but look, the commission is this." I say, "Let me tell you something. If you're going to be disrespected for that commission, you not me. You in the wrong field because I'm not letting no one disrespect me for. I don't care if it's $100,000. I'm not gonna let you disrespect me and treat me like a kid and then grin in your face. Yeah, thank you. No, I'm not doing that. I'll let that $100,000 go." And I did. No, you can keep it. Go on somewhere else with that. So I knew early on that wasn't my thing. What I was into with the residential was working directly with the banks. I liked that. I liked building reputations with investors and so forth. But I know I got off on a tangent right then. But the thing was, I stopped doing residential a long time ago. But I cannot give up those residential fees. I have to pay all the residential fees, all the commercial fees, and I just felt like after a while it was just way too much, and it just wasn't working for me anymore. Only time I would go into the office if we had man, it's a particular day that we uh that KW had where we come in, we bring food in and everything, and we get to ask the older agents, the experienced agents questions. I forgot what it's called, but Master Jam. That's what it's called, Master Jam. And I used to love Master Jam. But I just had to weigh it out. Did I really want to keep the residential side? I'm not even using the residential side. And I was like, so I really don't want it no more. You know, I just figured I didn't want it anymore. And I just went ahead and gave it up, you know. But now, by me saying that, everyone, if you get your license, I'm gonna tell you, use your license to your advantage. Use it, build your clientele, use the data, use the system. If you're going to um uh, uh if you're going to hold your license, then put your license to work. Okay. That's what I am going to say. I didn't put my license to work because I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't my mindset was investing, strictly investing, commercial multifamily. I wasn't interested in dealing with a buyer. I wasn't interested in trying to find you a seller. You get that one? I wasn't interested in trying to find you a seller. I was interested in trying to find me a seller for what I wanted. Okay. So that's, I just didn't feel like doing that. I had my experience in walking the beat. Yeah, I walked the beat just like everybody else did, knocking on doors and all the rest of that. That wasn't me. I said, that's not me. It just wasn't. So go ahead, Moses.
And Daryl, I was gonna chime in once you that, but I think it goes back. I think a couple of months ago, you and I had talked about, and I wanted to explain to you what was going to happen in the industry. And first of all, you can still keep your license. You just don't have to affiliate anymore with a realtor brand. That's when you have the fee. Is when you carry the realtor status. That's a
Mm-hmm.
trade. It's like a franchise, but it's a trade name that you're subscribing to. That's where the confusion is in the public. So you can still keep your license and renew it every 2 years or whatever jersey you may have, but you don't have to affiliate yourself. So with the settlement that just happened, they gave a lot of the franchises the option. Well, they didn't give them that. Yeah, they give them the option that their agents do not have to be a realtor if another branch is a realtor. So that's the freedom of where the settlement kind of broke the NAR structure up. So it says, hey, you no longer need to be married to the trade name, and you don't have to abide by their code of ethics. So I still carry my license, but I don't have as many fees because I've been around 30 years. Like you said, I know the back door to a lot of ways of getting things
Yeah.
done, and there's a lot of free information. Um, I think from what you spoke and the way you spoke, you operate similar to me. I don't let anyone disrespect me in the field. And the way the business is going to happen moving forward, you cannot tour a home as of August 17th
Uh-huh.
unless you have a contract with the buyer. The buyer must have a contract with the agent, and they have to know, regardless if they can negotiate the fee or the commission from the price they offer, it is their responsibility because they want everyone in the transaction to know that everyone's time is valuable. I've seen it so many times. People go out and then they look at a home with you, and the next thing you know, their best friend is their agent the next morning, and we've all seen it. So I think it's going to be a cleaner. Unfortunately, a lot of buyers agent might fall out of the business because
Yeah.
it's going to be a contractual relationship, and some of the buyers might say, well, I don't have the upfront money to pay you at closing. Well, it's always negotiable, but that's just the experience level is not there, and they might just fall. But yeah, that was my 2 cents, putting into it. I think
Right.
if you're not using it, you can put it in abeyance and just be a referral agent. But my one caution to anyone here who's licensed, over my 30 years, I've gotten a lot of commercial deals from residential folks. So it's
Mm-hmm.
still a niche. The connections are important. They might have four families, they might want to go up to multi units, or they may too often be like, listen, my grandmother or someone has a 50-unit building. Do you know someone or can you help me? And that's the open door right there.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. But I'm gonna come back and then we're gonna jump into these sites. Let me just ask this question because you mentioned something that's very, 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 very good. You said they don't all the officers. Well, now you have an option as to being a member of NAO.
As part of the settlement, I believe Remax, Keller Williams, Anywhere Real Estate, which is Coldwell Banker, and a bunch of them, their settlement agreement that they had with the Nersalak lawsuit is that they will no longer pressure their agent to be part of NAR. They have that. Everyone has that option. So you could still be with a Keller Williams, but they don't.
Right.
They can't force you to be an NAR participant.
Okay. Underwriting is very important for you to know. Without knowing the valuation or how to value property, you can never get no money. If you can't explain your underwriting, you can't explain how to get that capital. I have a coaching program and we talk about underwriting. I teach underwriting, the importance of underwriting, why you need to know underwriting, what's involved with underwriting. If you want to learn more about underwriting, join my coaching program. My information will be below.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if they don't want to do it, you can still keep your license and go non-realtor at a regular mom and pop brokerage, or someone who just is a
Yeah.
regular broker. They don't carry the trade name. The trade name is where you get the issue. And if you're not a realtor and you carry the trade name, it's a $500,000 fine.
Wow. That's
Correct. So
that's a
you want
fine
to be
man.
careful. Like say, hey, I'm Darryl the realtor. No, you're not the realtor. You're a licensed real estate broker. That's the
Gotcha.
distinction.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And Alicia, you're getting your broker license. Am I correct?
I am. I am getting my broker license. That's something that I've always wanted to achieve. So that's a personal goal of mine.
Yeah.
But it also provides me with some flexibility.
Mhm.
It depends on what market center you are and how they're structured, on whether you have to be a realtor or not, according to their guidelines. But what Moses was saying, some of the smaller branches don't require you to be. For me, it's just a form of flexibility. Some people like you to be a broker. Some people it doesn't matter.
Right.
I, I've changed my business a lot, so I'm focusing in a different area, and I'm doing more training.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So if I move to Arizona, Phoenix, and out there by you,
Come join
uh,
my team.
that's all I'm gonna say. I said, come out there, I'll be a part of Alicia's team, right? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Do I
Yeah.
gotta go back to the school and all of that?
Ooh. You do have to get an Arizona license.
Oh
Too
man,
easy
that's
for you.
Yeah,
Too easy.
check if he has broker reciprocity.
Oh
Then
yeah. I
man.
don't.
You know, New
I
Jersey
don't
don't
think
have
we
no
have it.
reciprocity
Yeah.
nowhere. New Jersey,
Yeah.
New
Because
Jersey,
I
the only
even checked
state.
that. I checked that
Yeah,
in Texas, and they don't have it. I was like, ah,
yeah, New Jersey. They be like, no, you ain't giving me a reciprocity. Oh man.
yeah.
So okay, but that was good. That's good information. So everyone, let's take a look at some of these sites for the new agents that well, not just the new agents. This is for everyone. Because who knows? It could probably benefit everyone here. So hold on a minute. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I have the right screen open. I don't want to be sharing some that because I be on everything. Okay, so here we go.
Hey, one more.
Yeah.
The Chamber of Commerce.
For the particular state, the city that
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
for the
yeah,
particular city
yeah, yeah,
or
for sure.
town. Yeah.
So everyone, this is you all know about Google, all right? And I'm sure for those who don't know, this is an excellent place where you could come to get um uh 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 holy smokes, I just got a brain freeze, y'all. Population, right? So if you want, just come here and you can put in the city, right? Dayton, Texas, population. And see how it gives you the population? Dayton, Texas population. So as you can see, the population is growing astronomically. It's growing. And we closed on our property. When did we close that? In 2022, right? We
Yes.
closed it. We closed
2020.
we closed right in 2022, right here. Oh, right there, where where we came in on the right. See, it's growing up. It's riding up, and it's still riding up. And if you were to Google, if you were to put in say 20 Dayton population 2024, let's see if it'll tell us. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think that's Dayton County. Dayton has 2024 9,000. So you can see it grew, right? So that's one thing. So population, you could come here and get that. Also, I want to show you something else. Hold on, man. I said Google, so we did Google. City data. Let's go to city data right quick. Citydata.com. City data is another excellent source to use. And then from there, I'm going to jump into the justice map. Okay. Okay, so here now with city data, you put in the city and the state, right? And it comes up. Okay. And right, it gives you population, it gives you so for population, I use Google though. Google is connected more to I think it's hold on a minute, Census Bureau. I have to remember census or labor statistics census. But if you're looking for median household income, you can also come here, right? And you can also get a lot of your information, right? If you're looking at going into the nitty gritty, and that's getting into the zip code, you could do, you could get into the zip code. Now, when you're using this, just make sure you make this oblique here, the opacity, bring it down to 0 so that way you can see the streets. And for us, like for where we are in Dayton, we're right over here. All right, so here it is. And the apartment complex that we have in Dayton is right here. This is it. This is the building, this is the other building. And then our storage units are right over here. This is one of the storage units, and this is the other storage unit. That's a house. That house looks a little bit too. It's not. That's. Hold on a minute, everyone. Hold on a minute, everyone. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. So this is our building. This is our building. This is our storage unit. This is our storage unit. This is a house. But actually, this house sits just a little more over this way, so it's a little off. But this is it right here, right? Now, if I was to click right here, you'll see that all of this here, okay, you see this right here? This is they're giving you data for here. If you look at the census block group, it gives you, and this is for this area that's dark, so it tells you what the median household income is, and it tells you what the don't go by their don't go by their contract rents. I could tell you that because we are nowhere near 593. Nowhere near that. Okay, then you got unemployment and all the rest of that, right? So this is just another form, another way of collecting data. Now, the one thing I'm also going to tell you about city data, look down here at the bottom, all right? It also helps you pick a community where the income, and I'm going to come out of here. Give me 1 second, everyone. Let me go back to oops, I didn't have to do that. Sorry about that. So, but I just want to jump into Houston because Houston is a lot bigger. Houston, Texas. Okay, so here in Houston, Texas, and it will give you, if you put the opacity down to 0. Actually, you don't even have to put the opacity down to 0. You just look at the bottom. If you look at the bottom, you can see the incomes of the communities, and it will help you to say, okay, well, I want to be between 70,000, 70, 80,000. Okay. All right. Now, if you want to pick a zip code, let me see. Let's see if I can pick one of these zip codes right quick. I'm just going to pick one. Can y'all see my city data?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, okay, so I picked the zip. Let me see if it's, here we go. I'll great say, don't tell me it's not going to come. So I picked the zip code, right? And as you can see within that zip code, you see this right here, all that purple? Oops, the wrong way. Let me go this way. This is a lot of high income over here. Well, this here. The lighter the number, the lower the income. The more darker that color is, the higher the income. All right. So I just wanted to point that out. You could use this to your advantage and to help you also pinpoint a particular neighborhood that you may want to get into and stuff like that. So city data. Now, right over here is justice map. Okay, hold on one second. Let me bring this up. Right. Justice map is another excellent source that you could use. I'm going to put a zip code in. 11233 is Brooklyn. All right, Brooklyn, New York. So hold on a minute. Let me move this over and move this over. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do is take the beautiful colors out. Can you see how beautiful all these colors? Let's take the colors out and let's just get down to the street. And I'm going to pick a neighborhood right over here. Now you're probably saying, how did I pick this neighborhood? I used to have a property over here a long time ago, not that long ago, but it was right over here. And it was on Shepherd Avenue. I think I done passed it, but either way. So as you can see right here, now, if you was to say click on a particular area, let's put the incomes back. You can see right here what the income is. See this? And over here, it gives you some breakdown of the ethnicity. But as you can see right here, the uh, the income for this particular area is 65, and the income for this particular area, let's just come up here, which is that orange. You see how that is? 41. So with Justice Map will also help you pick a community. Now the blue, see this right here, the blue, that's that's a higher income. See here, this income here is 104,000. Here is 97,000. Okay. And then you have here, Pickens Avenue in Pennsylvania, you can see it's 63,000. Okay. So this is just another source that you can use if you are looking for incomes for the neighborhood, right? I mentioned postal. Oh, wait a minute. Were y'all able to see that justice map? I don't think y'all saw the justice map, but that's okay. I'm gonna make sure you see it. All right. Now, for the postal service, I'm switching over to postal. What you need to do when you come over here to the postal service, it's called, hold on a minute, let me find it. Direct mail. It's called direct mail. That's what it's called, but I gotta find it. Hold on. Direct mail business. Oh, yeah, EDDM, right? That's direct mail. And see, and they have this tool, and here's the zip code, right? I mean, here's the map. And if you look right here, you got residential, business, the route, and everything. So you could come here and put your zip code in. See, no, let's choose a different zip code. Alicia, give me a zip code.
85215.
Okay. So we're going to go to 85215, which is right here. See right here? 85215. And these colors here are routes. Okay. Now, if you look up top here, you'll see the income. If you look right here on top. Now you can also filter out, that depends if you wanted to use this for a promotion, you could filter out businesses. So if you wanted to take businesses out, you could. But for the sake of this as an example, you're going to see these numbers move around. Now, what you're looking at here is postal routes. All of these are postal routes. Okay. So when you're wondering where your postman or post person is, because they ain't get to your property yet, they somewhere along these routes. Okay, now keep your eyes right here on income as I move my cursor around. See right here? Now, these numbers are just going to tell you how many, right? You got 363 residentials, 222 businesses, but it's going to tell you also the income right here. So this is the route, income 93,000. Okay, now you're going by route. So here, and this one here is 53,000. So as you can see, it's going by the route. Okay, so it's wow, just along this route here. This one here is 36,000. Now, and let me enlarge this a little bit. I'm going to jump over to here, and as you can see, that's 32,000. Okay. Now remember this, everyone. The larger the area, and if you compare it to the justice map or city data, remember, when you're looking at a whole zip code, your income is going to be much greater. When you're looking at a street, then it's going to be just a little less. All right. So just take that into consideration. Don't say, well, wow, I'm not going to invest in that area. I wouldn't do that. I would say, okay, let me see what it is for that neighborhood, not just the city, not just the route of the postman. But if you do click on the route and you see that your income is meeting your criteria, boom, I would definitely say that's a good thing. Good to go. Okay. Um, okay, so let's jump into some more. Homes.com. Alicia said homes.com. Let's go into homes.com. And this is powered by who, Alicia?
Costar.
Costar. So, so, so Alicia, so what do we do here at homes.com? Just put a zip code in?
Yeah, you could put a zip code in. I've never used that one. I've
Okay,
just
so
seen the advertisement.
so you want to use a city?
Sure.
All right, so Phoenix, Arizona. Let's go to Phoenix, Arizona. All right. So this is more for residential. Can we
Mhm.
also get commercial information here?
There should have been apartment. Yeah, multifamily.
There we are. Multifamily. There we go. So, oh, you know something? Let me
Let me
see.
see. And I'm gonna see if I can grab the link that I saw. Hold on.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I'm going to jump over to what's the next free one that I mentioned? Bestplaces.net. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I come to bestplaces.net when I don't feel like dealing with labor and statistics or quick facts. Okay. So let's just say uh Mount Holly, New Jersey. Okay. And I usually it's still spinning. I'm like, what in the world? I usually when I use bestplaces.net, what I'm looking for is job growth. That's what I'm looking for, right? But a year with the year-over-year job growth. But it's still spinning. What's going on with best places? Let me see. Hold on one second here. Take me back to best places. All right. So we're going to just click on one then. So here's Jamestown, North Dakota. And if you want, let me see if it's going to give me no, of course. Oh, here it is. They changed that. I just remembered that too. Change it. The economy. There it is. Job growth, income right here. Unemployment rate it gives you. Job growth is mixed in here somewhere. Where's the job growth? Oh, far future job growth right there. So as you can see, they're not doing too well in their job growth. It's a negative. Okay. So they redesigned for those of you that know about bestplaces.net, as you know, as you could it wasn't set up like this before, but they redesigned it to where it is set up like this now. But you could get your unemployment. You could get job market, job growth. You could get here, income, stuff like that. All right. I'm going to jump into one. I'm going to jump into one that I also use, but now this one here is paid, but it's not expensive. All right. So let me just sign in right quick. Now I do use this here. And I'm just going again, I'm just going to pick a I'm just going to pick a again another city, right? Now with this here, as you can see, I put the zip code in 11233, which is right here. And over here, um, you could find out like what's the population for that particular zip code, what's the median household income, uh, population growth, if it's growing, as you can see, it's growing. Now, when you come down here, let me see, let me come down to metric. Right here, you can see they give you the rent rate for um, dealing with multifamily, and then you also have rent rate for a house. So this is an apartment, and that is a house. But this also gives you cap rate. This also gives you vacancy rate to let you know rent growth year over year. It gives you that good information. Up here, if you're in the residential side, it gives you a lot of good information for residential, market trends, stuff like that. So this was a pretty good source. This is a pretty good source that I use in my work. Okay. Now I also use Crexi. Crexi is another paid. Okay. If you're not familiar with Crexi, this is Crexi. And all right, hold tight. I don't see a deal yet. Okay, so what I normally do, I just come over, put in, you know, Houston, Texas. Okay, thank you very much. And what I come in, I look at the insights, right? So Crexi, and I like Crexi. Crexi's pretty good. It's another paid site, all right? But this is it for you could put in the zip code, you could put in whatever, however you want to break it down. But over here, when you come to the map, I'm gonna hold on one second. Let me just okay, so good. Let me do this. So I just want to click on median income. And here, as you can see, you can start clicking within. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. So with Crexi, you can see what the median income is for a particular zip code also. Okay, so it's the same, just like that right there. You have more options. You got population. You could look at that. All right. You can also get if you wonder about traffic counts or stuff like that, flood zones. All right. It gives you information on that. All right. So uh okay, so that's two. I said Crexi was a paid, and I did that. Reventure is a paid. I did city data, that's free. I also did the justice map, which is free. Best places, free. Um, who are okay? I think I hit three of the frees, right? Okay. So now let's take a look at what was okay. RI Muse, I'm not gonna be able to get into there because you have to sign in. But just from the little bit that I've shown you, you have the access to where, oh, AI. Yeah, hold on one second. We got to jump into AI. Okay. Now with AI, it's all about the prompting. It's all about prompting. All right. So what is the oops population growth for Houston, Texas between 2012 to 2022, right? And so forth. Now, the more you use AI, it's going to get familiar with you, okay? Show you what I'm talking about. Hello and good afternoon. Okay, now watch this. There it is. Now, this is the information that they gave right here. Again, I'm going to tell you, just check to make sure. But that sounds about right. To be honest with you, it really does. Okay. So let me do this before we go. We got one more minute. What question, anyone? What question would you want me to ask AI within Houston? Just give me a question right quick. Let's do Alicia's question.
My question?
Yeah, let's do your question. Your question is what
So I would
what is
ask,
the source?
I, I would ask, provide a list of websites that commercial real estate investors can get city, county, state information from for free.
All right, so let's do that. Come on. All right. And always be polite.
Yep.
Please. Oh, I know it's a machine, but still be polite. Please provide. Say it again, Alicia, please.
I put it in chat. You want to
Oh,
copy
you
and
did?
paste?
Oh, yeah. Let me do that. Yeah, because you know I'll be typing all day, right?
And I asked it, when I want like links or a list,
Uh,
I always ask it for a list. Um, then once it provides you with a list, if it provides you with accurate information, then you ask it to provide that data in a downloadable Word document.
exactly. And I do it. I do it. Yes. Look at it, everyone. See that? You see what now? So here's the question. Please provide well, I may say provide twice, but please provide a list of websites that a commercial real estate investor gets city, county, state information. And look what it gives you. It gives you plenty of stuff. Look at that. We talked about look at that. We talked about city data. We talked about NAR. We talked about Bureau of Labor Statistics is all part of the HUD and all of that. I forgot to mention Fred. Bureau of Economic Analysis. Wow, that's pretty good. Look at the Census Bureau. We know about that. Then you got your county, State Department, Zillow. See that? National Multifamily Housing Council. Costar free reports via news. You got the some of that is not easy to get. But you have a list right here. And I totally forgot about LoopNet.
Here's another one that I use, another prompt. I put that in chat.
Uh,
I typically will use my state, so y'all can use your state, but provide a list of people, pages, or groups on LinkedIn because we use LinkedIn as a connection page to give resources to follow, who has property, those types of things. If you are an investor that has a cause and you're looking for grants or loans, that'll provide you with all of that data as well. And you can do it for not LinkedIn as well, but it'll provide you with people You can ask it for a link to their site. But it's a pretty powerful resource.
Oh yeah. So you see this, everyone? You see what it's doing? You got a lot of data here, everyone. Look at that. JLL, CBRE. Look at that. LinkedIn. Look at that. And now it's jumping into the groups. Look at that. Boy, boy. So put your own state in. Save the chat, everyone. Save the chat, right? Save the chat because she just gave you the prompt. Alicia gave you the prompt. All you got to do is fill in the blank. That's it, right? So, so that's for the day, everyone. I hope that the information that which was provided is helpful, and I hope it. If you have any questions, as once we this will be posted to YouTube. So if you have any questions, please post the questions in the chat. If Moses made a comment, Alicia made a comment, I made a comment. I know you couldn't see because Sean Pinkston, she was typing. She had made some comments. So what I'm going to say to you, and the reason why I'm calling out their names is just in case if you want to ask them a question, right? Post it. I will definitely let them know if um if you ask like Moses or Alicia or Sean a question or myself a question, I'll post it. I'll let them know, hey, someone asked you a question on YouTube. All right. Go ahead, Moses.
Real quick, Darryl. This is why you need to keep your license, regardless of whether or not a check just came from Arizona as a referral. While our camera was down, I had to go meet the postman, so got that check. So that's one good reasons why. But Department of Numbers is also one of the sites that I use. All the ones you
Excellent.
mentioned,
Excellent.
I use them for a long, long time. Even my 15-year-old kids now, they know Justice Map, they know all those when they do their research.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good job.
So I think Moses is trying to tell me go back and get your license.
Just keep it active. That's all. Because
Yeah.
still referral deals, that was a new construction somewhere somebody wanted to move. I refer them, the broker sends me a check.
Right. But if I keep them active, they got to be associated with the realtor. Well, I mean,
No,
not a realtor. They got to be associated with the company.
correct. But the company has no fees. You only pay a
Yeah.
license. You only pay a license renewal fee, whatever Jersey state charges you.
Oh,
Find
I got
find
you.
a local
A non
brokerage
a
out
non
there,
a non-realtor brokerage does not have fees.
a boutique firm.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, listen, thank you everyone for coming out today. It's I hope that the information that was provided will help you in your journey. Oh, really? Um, I hope that the information that was provided will help you in your journey. But always remember that here at the Commercial Multifamily Masterminds, the underwriting show, we are here also to help you in your journey. So please pass the word around to everyone. If you haven't been to our YouTube page, please come to the YouTube page. Give us a thumbs up. Now, next week we're going to have a guest speaker, and his name is Dion. And Dion has been in the world, this commercial world for a long time, underwritten many deals, acquired many properties. So please, next 2 weeks, please come back. That's going to be the 29th. Come back at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Listen to Dion, because we're going to discuss underwriting. We're going to talk about underwriting, the importance of underwriting, why you need to know how to underwrite. We're going to do all of that. So thank you all for coming out today. I want y'all to be safe out there. And I'll see you all back here on October 29th at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you feel that we should go back to a weekly basis, let me know. Okay? Let me know. Go to YouTube, put in the comments, Darryl, go back to a weekly basis because this every other week thing is killing me. Right? So thank you all very much. Have a blessed week and a blessed weekend. Take it easy, y'all.